I survived 100 days in the Overworld. Now, you might be thinking, the Overworld, isn't that the easiest dimension to survive in? And to that I have to say, yes it is. However, I have never played Minecraft Hardcore, and I am quite the noob when it comes to survival Minecraft. So in this hardcore series, I will be exploring and conquering this new game mode, whilst not having access to the nether or the end dimensions. Do I have what it takes to survive? Watch along to find out. Upon loading into my brand new hardcore world, I immediately knew my first 3 objectives: obtain iron armor, make a base, and complete as many achievements as possible. These 3 objectives would be for the first 10 days, and upon their completion I could move on to bigger and better projects in this series. I started off by gathering some wood and basic materials. These would later help me progress towards the first goal of obtaining iron armor. I then went caving and gathered some iron, which I smelted to get an iron pickaxe. I then continued mining further, until... Oh, alright, that's not good. This could be close. Alright, I need to find a way to heal up. After this close encounter, I decided to run to the surface to find food. This was harder than I thought, however, as there were almost no animals anywhere, and it was turning nighttime. I decided to hunt some salmon, and in the distance I spotted an ocean monument. At this point, I had collected enough salmon to last me a few days, so I headed back to the caves to complete my first objective. As I waited for my iron to smelt, my day counter hit day 2, meaning I survived the first day of Minecraft Hardcore, with only a few close calls. Full iron. There we go. That was one of the goals for day 1. It's day 2, but that's okay. First few days. Good stuff. Now we just need full iron tools, which should be easy enough to get. Nice. Now, after completing one of my 3 objectives, I gathered some diamonds and left the cave to look for a place to make a base, so that I could complete objective 2. But before that, I had this close encounter with an enderman. It's really bad. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. What was that noise? That was terrifying. Day 2. Been 2 close calls this series already. That's just insane. Holy. I cannot believe that. Now I actually mined some diamonds and finally created a diamond pickaxe, which would last me a long time and I wouldn't have to worry about pickaxes anymore. After this point, I decided to actually embark on the second objective of this challenge, to build a base. After roaming around the icy biome, I found a village that I had missed earlier. I settled in and almost died to an iron golem. Afterwards, I decided to build my base here. Only issue was that I had no wood. I gathered spruce from a nearby forest and built a classic house using fences as windows. It took a few days, however I can now proudly say that I have a base. Although it is unfinished at the moment, soon it will flourish with the achievements I gain in this world. Because the rules of this challenge state that I cannot leave the overworld for 100 days, after which I can never come back, I need to gather all the resources necessary for survival in the nether and the end. All the resources I need will be accounted for now, before it's too late. That is why I decided to get myself an enchantment table. An enchantment table would speed up my early game progress in order to make the late game quicker and easier to handle. Setting off on this journey, I nearly died from my own stupidity. Then, I anxiously mined the obsidian, making sure no creepers snuck up on me. After gathering obsidian, I finally managed to craft full diamond armor, which made me feel a lot safer. I left the caves, looking for a cow for leather so that I could get the last ingredient for the enchantment table recipe, a book. Later, I found a second village where I found a cow and finally crafted my enchantment table. I returned home to stash my items and give myself some basic enchantments. On the way, I spotted a massive cave opening. After seeing this, I decided that the goal for the next few days would be to create a villager breeder. Until the making of this video, I had never created a villager breeder before, so I was going in blind. I found a schematic that is compatible with the Lightmatica mod, which I used and somehow kept messing up. And so throughout the trial and error, I pushed through and for 40 minutes created this villager breeder. The design is by iCraftMC, link in description. This is a very compact and easy design and requires very little materials. It was also helpful that it had no materials from other dimensions, since I can't access those. So basically, the way that this breeder works is that there's two villagers that I struggle to get to the top. You feed them bread and they breed. Once you see the particles that they've bred, then a few moments later there should be these little baby villagers who show up. Then this is a chest with a dispenser and hopper full of minecarts, which should, once they grow up and you flick the lever, transport them down here into this hole I made, straight into the villager trading hall. Alright, it's day 12 now, and the villager breeder's done. Oh, I never noticed this, I'll fix that later. The villager breeder's done. We've got an enchantment table, we've got a full set of gear, not maxed out or anything, but that's not the point. The next step will be to put the villager breeder to work and actually finish a villager trading hall. Snow is kind of annoying, but through this hole that I showed 10 seconds ago, here should be some villagers. For now, there is none because I don't have enough, but once I do have enough, there will be. Additionally, we need I need some books, because I need one book to make a lectern so I can get a librarian and then get infinite books. So that's what the quest is going to be for now. God damn it. That's what the quest is going to be for now, getting some books, because obviously without that, there's no way forward. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. I got my leather and killed a few pigs for food. I also harvested the other village's hay bales so that I could craft more bread and breed more villagers for my trading hall. On the way home, I looted some structures where I found a ton of iron. After looting this ruined portal and another shipwreck, I returned to my village and started by painstakingly trying to push this baby villager into his hole. Eventually, I got him in. On the dusk of day 14, heading on to day 15, I saw that one of my villagers had grown up. I decided to make him a Fletcher and start grinding some materials to get emeralds to level up my gear. I made a tripwire duper, which would give me infinite tripwires, meaning I no longer had to spam farm wood for the Fletchers. In this case, I had infinite emeralds at my disposal. At this point in the challenge, I had reached day 15, putting me 15% through the challenge. That is all for this video. If you would like to see what happens next, subscribe, like and comment. Stay tuned for part 2.